Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. It's around 10 a.m. Wind is coming from the east, about 6 miles an hour. We had a storm come from the west, and we just caught the southern tip of it and got a really hard rain for about 30 minutes. Just as I got into Wally World, started coming down real heavy, and I just waited it out there and talked to people and shopped. Saw who have I seen? Yesterday I saw Fernando and didn't mention it. Good morning, Fernando. And I saw Wayne yesterday. Wayne, who wrote the book. And I saw old man Dickie. Today I saw my friends Ray and Daylene. And I saw Gary. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you this morning. There's a couple drops in the air. Luciano is staying at the church, so I dropped him off. There's our black-eyed Susans. You know what? Let me put my mirror out so I can watch for cars coming behind me. Good old black-eyed Susans. Yesterday the wind was coming out of the northeast, and it was still very hot in the afternoon. I thought it would be a good idea to get all washed up early around 4. I usually wait till around 6, and just with the sun out and everything, that was a mistake. It was very hot. And right now it feels much cooler, but I checked and the heat index is 90 degrees, which, you know what, it probably would normally be about 98 right now, so we'll see. Luciano has requested that I go to Max Barbecue. I think Luciano calls it Max Pit because it's called Max Pit Barbecue. And bring him some scraps so he can do his tortilla cooking thing. So I'll stop over there in about an hour and ask them to save scraps. I don't know if they normally do that or not, but they always have when I requested it. Very nice people working there, great owner. And we'll get Luciano some barbecue scraps, hopefully. I usually go over and ask them to save it, then go back after lunch at like 2 o'clock. And what is today? Today the 25th? There's a water pump right there. Look at that. An old-fashioned water pump up there. Huh. I've never noticed that before. That's pretty neat. You can drive by quick, or you can put something under a microscope and find new things. Did my reading yesterday, so I've read about the first 160 pages of that book Cold by Wayne. And just a lot of neat stuff in there. I mean, I know nothing about Antarctica, and they had a greenhouse there. They have an indoor basketball court, and I'm trying to leave out the really awesome things. So if some of you want to read it, if anyone wants to read it or check it out on Amazon, there's a link in the description. But yeah, this is a bunch of adults and they're playing dodgeball in the gym. There's a full-size basketball court there in Antarctica at the South Pole. I just thought that was really neat. Good morning, Mr. Bird. I think it must be low tide, guys, because it definitely smells like a bay today. My great-grandfather and then my grandmother inherited a house in Cape May, New Jersey, in an area called the Villas. And it was just a small bungalow. It was a bathroom, kitchen. I saw a blue herring statue on the right, and I had to stop to make sure it was a statue. There's all the little blue herrings and seagulls, and everybody's hungry today. There's a car coming up behind me, guys, so I'm going to pull way over here to let him go. Yeah, it was called the Villas, and it's kind of in South New Jersey. And it was, I want to say 3 or 4 blocks to the back bay. And man, at low tide, that bay did not smell pleasant. There is a little blue herring, and that's heron, and that doesn't mean it's a small blue herring. It's officially called a little blue heron. Hey man, I can't see the water. And they had those horseshoe crabs there. If you don't know what a horseshoe crab is, and you so desire, Google horseshoe crabs. They look like tanks. And they would be pretty thick in that area when it was their time of year. It was always fun to ride a bike down to there. And good morning, gentlemen. Must be good fishing in this area this morning. Everyone's here. I know, right? You're not supposed to laugh until I tell the dad joke. I got a joke from George. What did the baby computer call his father? Data. Ba-dum-bum. Thank you, George. I don't know. Birds just don't appreciate a good dad joke. Especially when it involves dads, huh? When I was young, all the streets in that area are named the same as the Monopoly board. So when I was young, I thought that's where the game Monopoly came from, and then I found out it was Atlantic City. So if you have a traditional Monopoly game, all those places, the railroads, all that, it's Atlantic City, New Jersey. Who knew? They have they were selling it at Walmart for a little bit, a Rockport Monopoly game. I don't think I've ever played a by-the-rules game of Monopoly in my life. That is an investment in time. I don't remember how we played, but I remember we played it quite a bit. We played a lot of cards up in Maine, and I don't know if we played too many cards when I was living with my grandmother. But before video games were invented, we played games. Couldn't go wrong with a deck of cards. Rummy was a big one. Pinochle. Eventually you learned them all. Is it Pinochle that you use the board to keep score? I remember That was one of my dad's favorite games. And I remember playing it, but I don't remember much about it. You know, they have free apps now where you could play just about any game you want, you know. Excuse me, let me get my finger out of the way here, guys. This little house at the end here always has nice flowers out. Let's see if the rain did anything to them. Yeah, that house in the villas had... Ooh, look at those flowers. Sharon, Anita, Kathy, Leah. Look at those flowers. It's not bad. There were some guys out here talking last time we came through. I think on Saturday we came through. I don't think they got the rain here that we did down by the Walmart, because I don't see very many, if any, puddles here. Because I know just at Walmart we were right on that border, and Walmart's probably a mile and a half north of here. And looking on radar where I was at Walmart, that was like we were just right on the outside edge. I see a truck way back. Yeah, you know, that one spot must be a good spot for the birds to catch fish, because like I don't see them hanging out like up here, you know. Who knew? The birds figured it out. Do you guys know about the birds aren't real? There was a young guy, I think he was like 23, 24, and he got tired of people just believing misinformation. You know, you just make up something and it's a fact. There's no proof, but you know, a lot of people believe it. And he came up with birds aren't real to kind of poke fun at all that. Good morning, Mr. Blue Herring. Heron. I'm going to get that right one day, guys. Today's not that day. But he has a detailed theory, and he's doing it all as a joke, but he says that getting some rain, guys. When they spray the fields, it kills the birds, and then the government replaces the birds with drones that look like birds. They recharge themselves by sitting on telephone lines, and then they're replaced periodically and updated. So his website is Birds Aren't Real. And that kind of just cracked me up, because there are people now that believe birds aren't real. So there's that whole emperor's new suit, you know, the emperor's new clothes, where the emperor is walking around naked, but but he thinks he's wearing good clothes, and everyone else is complimenting him on the clothes that they can't see. So you gotta love a enterprising young man with a sense of humor. Reel him in. I still want to know where the pool is at this place. Or was I just looking at the wrong website? They had initially said it was going to rain at like 3 in the morning, and I don't think we got any rain till about 8 a.m. At least according to my phone apps. But we might get a little more rain like we're getting now. Then once that's through, it looks like we're clear for the rest of the day. You never know what's going to happen. The phone apps are wrong. The weatherman's wrong. Birds aren't real is wrong. Thanks for riding along today, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.